Hello fellow calligraphers, calligraphy enthusiasts, and all of you who just want to make a better place using calligraphy. In this video I would like to talk about a very specific thing in the ancient Mongolian script, which is the symbolism. Because whenever I show people how the script looks, it has very distinct features, but which can somehow be hidden for the untrained eye. And I would like to give you a slightly deeper look into how the script works and why it works that way. Now, let's hit it off. The first one that you notice is verticality. It simply goes from top down. Mongolian is one of the very few scripts that are actually written like this. If you would, let's say, compare it to Japanese, which is sometimes also written from top to bottom, then these are specific characters which are syllables and they are just written one after another in a vertical way. Yes, of course. Mongolian, on the other hand, these are not syllables, these are not specific characters that you write. This is just a script which is written from top to bottom, and it could be easily written as the cursive that we use in Latin, like with classical handwriting. And this is how it is with verticality. And the thing you see, if you look close enough, and I fully encourage you to take a look at any Mongolian writing, that it actually is vertical, and right in the middle there is a spine. Mongolia being a country which is very much linked to nature, to animals, and to the whole earth, nature in general, then it's only logical that the script in a way follows the natural principles of animals. That's why the vertical thing for our bodies, for the bodies of the animals, is a spine. And you connect different things to the spine itself. It could be the head, which is often at the beginning of the word. It could be a tail, which is usually at the very bottom of the word. There is a belly. There is a big round shape, a belly. A fun fact, this is the letter O. So for you, very easy way to remember the shape of O, it's a belly, it's a circle. And for more grammatical details, I'll talk to you about these later on because there are more intricacies about that. And of course, one very distinct thing that you can see in certain words are teeth, our teeth. This in a way is part of the spine that you connect different things to. Because when you have these teeth written, and you can see them right here, this is how it looks. And if you put certain dots or lines next to it, it changes the meaning of the teeth altogether. Mongolian has different shape of every letter if it's at the beginning, in the middle, or at the very end of the word. It doesn't change completely, but it changes slightly, so in a way you need to learn 3 versions of each letter for you to be able to write proper Mongolian, because only then it makes sense. Meaning, let's say, as an example, if you write 2 teeth at the beginning of the word, it's the letter A. But if it's in the middle, then it's just 1 tooth. If it's at the end, it's a long line that looks like a tail. And this is still the same letter, which needs to be understood from the position, from the context within the word. But if you would write 2 teeth at the beginning and you would put a dot for the first tooth, it would be the letter N. If you put there a line, it could be an M, an L, and so on. And all these just bring in the variability, which is quite interesting for Mongolian script. I know it does sound difficult, let's say, to remember all these things, but it's just practice. In a way, it's a script that can be easily learned. That's what I like to teach people, that the beginnings, I mean, once you understand the system, then it all becomes very easy, and then it's just you practicing the script, practicing the language, and working with the whole calligraphy, learning about the brush strokes and how it's supposed to all work all together. But if you keep these things in mind, how each letter actually resembles something from nature, from the animal, then it gets much easier for you to work with the script easily. And one last thing about approaching the script in a specific way. because you could work with the script with a pencil, with a pen, with a marker, or like many different tools that you can use for calligraphy. But what makes it beautiful, once you master the script itself, is flourishing. And you can imagine flourishing as it is done in Latin script easily, and you have different artists and masters of Latin script, of different versions of the script, and they all use some type of flourishing. And for Mongolian it works the same way, of course. Once you learn how to work with the specific shape, the specific brush stroke, and you know that if you prolong it slightly, you just press the brush a little more on the paper, then you know that this will not change the meaning of the letter itself, but it will make it more beautiful. So flourishing, the final touches, the beautifying elements that you can use for the script. So this would be the symbolism between the specific letters and how this translates to creating beautiful artworks within the Mongolian script. And if you have a pencil at home, give it a little bit of practice. Just write Latin, just do any script you like. If you want to learn Mongolian, do let me know, or just post something in the comments. I would be very happy to show you some very basic things that you can work on, and let's talk about calligraphy. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!